You wake up in the morning, and before you even lift your head from the pillow, there is a battle raging. Don't you see it? It's not just another morning. It's war. The enemy whispers, "Stay in bed. You deserve more rest. You can start later." And yet, every morning is a proving ground for your soul. What you do in those first moments declares what you truly believe about discipline, about purpose, about who rules your life. You think it's just coffee and routine. No, it's a declaration. When you rise early, when you choose order over chaos, when you pray, when you plan, when you push your body and your mind to obey, you are saying, "I will not be ruled by comfort. I will not bow to laziness." You are proclaiming with your actions that your day belongs to something higher than your feelings. People want greatness, but they don't want to wake up when the alarm rings. They want victory, but they don't want to fight the smallest battles. Don't talk to me about big dreams if you can't conquer the morning, because if you can't master the first hour of your day, how will you master the rest of your life? The morning is where the direction of the whole day is set. If you lose there, you'll be chasing the day until it's gone. But if you win there, everything else falls into order. So when that alarm sounds, don't hit snooze. That's the sound of your opportunity. That's the sound of discipline calling you by name. Rise up, stand firm, speak to your own soul and command it to move. There is strength waiting for you on the other side of that first act of obedience. There is clarity, purpose, peace. Do not live as though the morning is meaningless. Treat it as sacred because it is. Those quiet hours before the world wakes up, that's where champions are made. That's where you forge character in the silence. That's where you decide who you will be before the world has a chance to tell you. So fight for it. Don't be casual about your mornings. Guard them with everything you have, because the man or woman who wins the morning doesn't just win the day. They begin to win at life itself. The morning is a battlefield of discipline and purpose. It is not just another segment of time, not simply the first few hours before the day begins to move. It is the proving ground of your soul, the testing place of your will, the sacred space where your intentions and your reality collide. Before the noise of the world enters your mind, before the distractions of the day clamor for your attention, there is a quiet war raging inside you. One voice says, "Stay down. You've earned rest. You can start later." Another whispers, "Rise, move, begin with purpose." And it is in that moment that the entire trajectory of your day, and often your life, is determined. The human heart naturally drifts toward ease, toward comfort, toward the path of least resistance. But purpose, real purpose, demands a price. Discipline is not born in convenience. It is forged in conflict, and every morning that conflict begins anew. The alarm clock is not your enemy. It is your invitation to the fight. It challenges you to prove what you say you believe about work, about growth, about responsibility. When you choose to rise, to resist the comfort of sleep and the call of idleness, you are declaring to yourself and to the world that you are not governed by the flesh, but by conviction. Many people misunderstand discipline. They think it's about harshness, about denying yourself joy, about pushing until you break. No, discipline is about alignment. It is about aligning your actions with your intentions, your habits with your values, your time with your mission. The morning tests that alignment more than any other moment, because when the day is fresh, when the mind is clear, when no one is watching, that's when your true character is revealed. You can pretend to be strong when others see you, but you cannot lie to yourself in the quiet of the dawn. When you wake up and the first light filters through the window, your mind and spirit are at their most vulnerable. The smallest choice, whether to reach for your phone or to rise and begin with focus, becomes a seed that grows throughout the day. That seed can grow into clarity and strength, or it can grow into distraction and frustration. What begins as a single act of discipline or neglect becomes a pattern that defines who you are becoming. That is why the morning is so important. It is the foundation upon which the rest of the day is built. Some mornings you will not feel like fighting. You will not feel inspired or motivated or even capable. But that's where discipline proves its worth. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is faithful. When you wake and choose to act despite how you feel, you are training your spirit to obey a higher command. You are saying, "My feelings are not my master." That is true strength, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that endures. The morning is where you build that kind of endurance, one choice at a time. And understand this, every act of discipline in the morning multiplies its effect throughout the day. When you wake up early, when you move with intention, when you order your thoughts, when you pray, when you train your body, when you set your goals, these are not small things. They are declarations of authority over the chaos that constantly seeks to invade your life. Each one of those acts tells your mind and your body that they will serve your purpose, not resist it. You start to realize that discipline is not bondage, it's freedom. It frees you from the tyranny of impulse and the weight of regret. Look at those who achieve greatness, not just in their careers, but in their character. They have learned to win the morning. They treat it as sacred, as untouchable, as the moment where their soul gathers strength. They do not stumble into their days. They step into them with clarity. The difference between those who live with purpose and those who drift through life often comes down to this: one group understands the power of the morning, and the other squanders it. The morning tests your relationship with time. Time is the one resource you can never regain, and yet most people waste the first hour of every day as though it were nothing. They scroll, they delay, they react instead of act. They forget that how they start something often determines how they finish it. If the foundation is weak, the structure cannot stand. The first moments of the day are that foundation, and discipline is the tool that strengthens it. But discipline is not built overnight. It's cultivated through countless small choices. It is choosing the harder thing not because it feels good, but because it's right. It is choosing order over chaos, clarity over confusion, purpose over passivity. Each time you rise when you don't feel like it, you lay another brick in the structure of your character, and eventually that structure becomes strong enough to bear the weight of real purpose. Purpose is what gives meaning to discipline. Without it, discipline becomes mechanical, lifeless, empty. But when your discipline is fueled by a deep sense of mission, when you know why you rise, why you work, why you fight, then every morning becomes an act of worship. It becomes a reminder that you are not made for mediocrity. You are made to create, to serve, to grow, to impact. The morning becomes the altar where you bring your will and lay it down, saying, "I will not waste the life I've been given." The world around you moves at a frantic pace. It's filled with noise, urgency, distraction. Everyone is busy, but few are purposeful. The morning is your refuge from that chaos. It's the one moment where you can be still and decide who you will be before the world decides for you. But if you do not guard that time, if you allow the noise to enter before you have found your footing, you will be swept away by it. That is why discipline is not just about doing things. It's about protecting what matters most. When you rise early, when you begin your day with intention, you are building internal strength. You are reminding yourself that you have control, that you are not a slave to convenience. You are saying, "I will not start this day in reaction. I will start it in creation." That mindset changes everything. You stop drifting and start directing. You stop chasing time and start commanding it. But it's not easy. There will be mornings when the bed feels heavier than iron, when your mind tells you that 5 more minutes won't matter. And yet, those 5 minutes always matter, because the moment you compromise, the battle is lost. Discipline doesn't demand perfection, but it does demand consistency. You will stumble, you will miss, but the key is to return again and again to the fight. Because every time you return, you grow stronger. Every time you rise when you don't feel like it, your will becomes more unshakable. You see, the morning reveals what kind of person you are becoming. The undisciplined person wakes and looks for comfort. The disciplined person wakes and looks for purpose. The undisciplined person lets circumstances dictate their mood. The disciplined person decides their mood before circumstances arrive. The undisciplined person hopes for a good day. The disciplined person creates one. It all starts in the morning, in those silent, unseen moments when no one is watching. Discipline in the morning teaches you to carry that same order into every part of life. It teaches you to manage your time, your emotions, your energy. It teaches you that success is not built on bursts of effort, but on habits of faithfulness. It teaches you patience, because results do not come overnight. It teaches you humility, because no one applauds when you wake up early and work while others sleep. And it teaches you resilience, because every time you choose discipline, you prove to yourself that you can endure more than you thought. The morning also humbles you. It strips away the illusions of grandeur and forces you to face reality. You can dream all you want at night, but the morning asks, what will you do about it? Dreams are beautiful, but without discipline, they rot into regret. The morning is where dreams either begin to live or begin to die. That's why the morning is sacred. It's the birthplace of all achievement. Think of it like a craftsman working in silence before the world sees his art. The morning is your workshop. It's where you sharpen your mind, train your body, strengthen your spirit, and set your direction. It's not glamorous. It's repetitive. It's quiet. But in that quiet repetition, greatness is built. Those who win in life are those who embrace the grind of the morning and find joy in the process, not just the outcome. And let me tell you something, discipline in the morning will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you ease. It will cost you the fleeting pleasure of indulgence. But it will give you something infinitely greater. It will give you integrity. It will give you confidence, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that stands firm. It will give you peace because you will know you are living with intention, not drifting through existence. When you rise and begin your day with purpose, you begin to see the world differently. You notice the stillness of the early morning light. You feel gratitude for breath, for strength, for opportunity. You start to sense that life itself is a gift, and that gift demands stewardship. The disciplined person doesn't waste what's been entrusted to them. They treat time as sacred, energy as sacred, focus as sacred. That reverence for the morning becomes reverence for life. So the morning is not just about productivity. It's about identity. It's about deciding who you are and who you will be. When you conquer the morning, you are conquering the part of yourself that wants to drift, to delay, to surrender. You are declaring war on passivity, and that war is not fought once. It's fought every single day. You will never truly know the power of discipline until you feel the resistance of comfort and overcome it. And the place you feel that resistance most clearly is in the morning. That's why the morning is the battlefield. It's where the war for your purpose is fought, and make no mistake, you are in that war whether you acknowledge it or not. Either you are winning your mornings or your mornings are winning you. Discipline will not make life easy, but it will make it meaningful. It will not remove the struggle, but it will give the struggle purpose, and it all begins when the alarm sounds, when your body resists, when your mind hesitates, and you decide to rise anyway, because that moment, that simple act of rising, is the seed of every victory that will follow. The morning is a battlefield, and every time you choose discipline, you are choosing to live a life of purpose rather than a life of excuse.